Hey everyone, today we are going to break down one of the most essential skills you'll use out on the floor, IV cannulation. We're going to go through it step by step, really focusing on the visuals, so you can build that confidence and get it right every time. Let's dive in.
So we've organized this into 5 simple sections. We'll kick things off with the basics, then get into preparation, which honestly is half the battle. From there, we'll walk through the actual insertion, talk about securing the line, and wrap up with those all-important final checks.
All right, first up, let's lay down a solid foundation. Before you even think about picking up a needle, you've got to understand what we're doing and why it's so important. So, what is IV cannulation at its core? Well, think of it like this. You're creating a direct, reliable highway straight into the patient's bloodstream. It's our go-to method for giving vital fluids, life-saving drugs, or even blood products super efficiently. It really is a cornerstone of modern medicine.
Now, this is definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Picking the right cannula is critical. You got to ask yourself a few things. What are we giving? Thick blood products need a bigger gauge than simple saline. How fast does it need to go in? And maybe most importantly, what's the condition of your patient's veins? An older patient might have very fragile veins, so you'll need a much smaller size.
Okay, moving on to what is, you could argue, the most important part of this whole process, the prep work. Seriously, a smooth, successful IV start almost always comes down to what you do before that needle even sees the light of day. And check this out. Your first move isn't with your hands, it's with your voice. Walk in, introduce yourself, make absolutely sure you have the right patient, and then just talk to them. Explain what you're about to do and why. Getting their consent isn't just a formality. It's how you build trust right from the very beginning.
Before you even approach the patient's bedside, get all your ducks in a row. Have every single piece of equipment you need right there, within arm's reach. Trust me, there's nothing worse than getting halfway through and realizing you forgot something. This checklist, it's your recipe for success.
With your gear ready to go, it's time to prep the site. First things first, clean your hands. Then get the patient's arm into a comfortable position. This helps them relax and, bonus, makes the veins pop. Find a good, bouncy vein, then apply that tourniquet to make it even easier to see and feel. Okay, all our prep work is done. Now we're getting into the main event, the procedure itself. This is where your focus, your precision, and your ability to spot those key visual cues, it all comes together. We're going to take this part nice and slow. Time to glove up, grab your alcohol wipe, and clean the site really well. Now, here's a pro tip. Let it air dry completely. Poking a needle through wet alcohol not only stings, but it can actually drag bacteria right into the site. So let it dry. Once it is, you're ready to uncap that needle. Remember that trust we talked about? Here's where you maintain it. No surprises. Right before you go in, just give your patient a simple, honest heads up. Okay, you're going to feel a sharp scratch now. It prepares them and shows you respect what they're going through. Okay, here we go. With your non-dominant hand, gently pull the skin taut just below where you're going to insert. This is called anchoring the vein, and it keeps it from rolling away. Now, with the needle's bevel, that's the slanted tip, facing up, insert it smoothly at about a 30-degree angle. Keep advancing it steadily until you see this, the flashback. This is it. This is the single most important visual sign you're looking for. That little bit of blood that appears in the cannulus camber, that's your confirmation. It's shouting, hey, you're in the vein. Everything you do next depends on seeing this. So once you see that beautiful flashback, you're not quite done. Lower your angle so you're almost parallel with the skin and push the entire thing, needle and cannula, in just a tiny bit more, like 2 millimeters. That makes sure the plastic tip is fully inside. Now comes the tricky part. Hold the needle perfectly still, and with your other hand, gently slide the plastic cannula forward, right off the needle, all the way into the vein. Awesome, the cannula is in place. Now, we just need to make sure it stays there and becomes a stable, usable IV line. This part is all about securing your work safely. Okay, the order here is absolutely critical. First thing you do, pop the tourniquet. If you pull the needle out while it's still tight, you'll get a big, messy bleed and a nasty bruise. So, tourniquet off first. Then, apply a little pressure on the vein just past the tip of the plastic cannula, pull the needle out, and immediately pop on that little white cap.
And this step is completely non-negotiable. The second that needle is out and the safety is clicked on, it goes straight into the sharps fin. Don't put it down, don't hesitate. This is a massive safety step for you, your patient, and your colleagues.
With the needle gone and everything safe, you can now apply your clear, sterile dressing right over the top to lock that cannula in place. This keeps it from wiggling around and helps prevent infection. And don't forget to write the date and time on the little sticker and put it on the dressing. That's key for tracking. We're in the home stretch now. The line is in, it's secure, but we've got one last super important job: making sure it actually works the way it's supposed to. And this is the moment of truth. Grab your saline flush, double-check it's in date, and then gently push the saline into the cannula. What you're looking for is a smooth, easy flow. No resistance at all. That tells you the line is patent, which is just a fancy way of saying it's open, in the right spot, and ready to go. Now, I need you to really listen to this. If when you flush, you feel any resistance, if you see the skin start to swell up, or if your patient says it hurts, you stop. Immediately. That's a huge red flag that means you're not in the vein anymore. The only thing to do is take it out and start over. And finally, the cleanup. Get rid of all your trash in the right bins. Make sure your patient is comfortable and doesn't need anything else. And always, always finish by thanking them. They're a partner in this process, and a little appreciation goes a long way. So there you have it, a secure, working IV line. But your job isn't really over, is it? In many ways, it's just beginning. Which brings us to a final question to chew on. Now that the line is in, what's the #1 complication you need to be watching out for? Something to think about as you take this